Welcome to the Dental Insiders Podcast, the industry's single source for the greatest news and industry insights from visionaries in the dental industry. Our guest today is none other than Dr. Luke Shuman.
The flip side of the coin, still talking about social media, what's your take on how manufacturers and service providers are using social media to engage dentists, to attract dentists as customers? We see a lot of companies that provide technology and products using social media to try to engage. What's your take on how manufacturers are using social media?
I think that well, first of all, it is critical. It is critical that manufacturers adopt modern media tactics. Our profession is in transition, and I think that I have the privilege of working with 14 of them, so I think we need, dentists still like traditional media. They like visuals. We're visual people. We work, visually. So I think that the key is a blend. I don't think that traditional media should be thrown out, but I absolutely feel that manufacturers should create a hybrid approach and should integrate, social media properties that are critical, like Facebook, LinkedIn, and utilize modern methods of marketing in combination with. I know some of the media is struggling to provide modern media, and I think that's going to hurt them. And I feel the same way about the manufacturers, that some of them are challenged, are even afraid of bad reviews, not recognizing it's a part of reality, and that there's more to gain by getting yourself out there for the consumer as well as for the practitioner, as well as for the teams in the community, because it's so much easier to gain knowledge now with modern methods than the traditional methods. And our industry is about education. Right. And it's about education of product and technique. And I think that the manufacturers are going to be, especially with the level of competition today, I think that they're going to find themselves fighting to maintain or to get to a top level if they're not integrating all the modern methods of education, promotion that are available to them today. And some of them are afraid of it. They're worried, again, about the reviews, but they need to realize that that's reality. And if they're doing a good job, one or two bad reviews is not a big deal.
Yeah, it's kind of just part of the deal.
That's a good point.
How important, switching gears a little bit into more marketing and branding for a dentist, how important do you think branding is for a practitioner, for a dentist these days?
So this is one that I'm happy to say that I think that most of the community is fully cognizant of, is, the issue of that dentistry is just a profession and not a business. I would say that if you were to poll the dental community now, everybody recognizes that it's both. The percentages are extremely high, and it is a competitive environment, and being a business, that's like me turning to you that owns a branding marketing company of great capabilities and saying, what's a business, the companies that you work with without a brand, without a mission and a vision. I look at that two ways. We're a business, we must have a brand. Matter of fact, Amy Morgan, who's the CEO of Pride and a partner of mine for 7 years, she starts related to everything in practice management. It begins with a mission, a vision, and a brand before they even get to step two. And so we are a business. We need to have our own identity. We need to have a brand. We need to have a mission and a vision that we as a team and the teams within the practice can follow. So I think that is a no-brainer. It is critical that every practice creates an identity that they're comfortable with, that they represent, just like any business. We're a business just like any manufacturer is a business.
Yep.
So I think it's time to take it full circle.
Full circle, I like
full
it.
Circle. So we've touched on the commissioner as the new nickname. I love the concept of ownership mentality. We have fallen in love a little bit. But in the beginning, you talked about when you were a kid and you were, with the soccer players and these idols, and you were, giving them oranges at halftime. And so, I guess to wrap it up, talk to us a little bit about a mentor that you've had in your life and a lesson that they've taught you that you still use today.
Okay. Well, this is not to be nostalgic because it's true. Okay. And I'll give you a few others too, but I've been blessed with many mentors in my journey. I've had a pretty wild journey and a special journey. And there's a lot of people to thank, and there's a lot of people that I appreciate. The timing for this question actually is quite good because my mom's birthday is today, and she's 83. And my dad's birthday was last week, and he was 86.
Wow.
And it starts right there. They are by far my mentors, and differently. For my dad, as a mentor, yeah, it's about integrity, and he really, showed me the importance of integrity. The other thing that he showed me was my dad, in his profession and everything he's done, is an incredibly kind man and a giving person. And I got to see people take advantage of him as I got older and started to see how good he is and how people, instead of giving back, would take advantage of it. But he told me as a mentor, and the 3 letters that I've taught my kids too, is that you be you. He said, regardless of how people react, if you're a giver, don't let their reactions ever change you of who you are. He said, some people will take advantage, some people will recognize that you are that type of person and will give back, and those people you'll have in one hand, maybe 2 if you're lucky. And so that was what they taught me as a mentor, and it's been true. I mean, I can look at, Rick Matty and Thais Carter and John Kringle and Ali Aramchan. These are people that have given back, and they're my inner circle as a result of how we've worked together over the years. And that's what my dad taught me. For my mom's about knowledge and hard work. My mom, she's got multiple degrees. In the age of 50, she went back to hygiene school so she could be in the dental profession after getting multiple masters. And she's always been about knowledge, that readers are leaders. And she always pushed us and tested us and was there for us to really help us from recognizing the importance of knowledge. And then she was also the one that made us recognize, me and my brothers and sister, that nothing comes easy, and it's about hard work. So they really are my mentors to move into business. Steve Espo was my first management leader when I was thinking about getting my MBA out of school, and I met him and joined his company. He told me he would teach me instead of going to school, and for 7 years he did. He was a Wharton MBA and took me, put his arm around me, and off we went. And then finally, the other one I would add is Dr. Gianelli, who was the dean of my orthodontic program, who unfortunately is no longer with us, but he taught me so much about, what it meant to be a professional, and I have great respect. And of course, one last one is Chris, who trained me in soccer at age 5, who spent 15 years with me, and he was such a tough coach. My parents would kick him out of the backyard all the time because coming from Europe, he used to sit on his knees and have me run at him, and he would just knock me down, just knock me down and knock me down, because the English, the British type of football is very, very physical, and he wanted me to be prepared for that. And I still remember my mom, "Get out of our yard," kicking him out. But when I finally got to get on the soccer field with my own age group, I realized everything that he did, and he taught me what it's like to win and to lose and to compete, and what it's like what it means to be who you are both on and off the field, which I hopefully taught a lot of players that lesson that he gave me over time. So those are my mentors.
Great. Okay, so I think we should wrap it up.
Yep.
And we're going to have a Scottish accent competition.
Oh, really?
to who can Scottish accent.
Okay.
And so I'm going to start now, and I might sound like a leprechaun, but I think it'll come across Scottish. I'm not sure.
And you're going to be editing this, so you'll probably win, or no one will ever hear any of this.
And so that's my Scottish accent.
So that's your Scottish accent. Well, if it's not Scottish, it's crap. I don't know what to say in a Scottish accent, but I believe that that's my Scottish accent, and perhaps it's a little bit Irish now, but that's my Scottish accent.
Hey, and I like it too, but I can't do Scottish because I could hardly understand them. Irish I can do, but Scots, that was tough. That's tough.
That's good. So I think that does that wrap us up?
I think that's a wrap. I'll go put my kilt on, and
I'm going to take mine off. So that solves that problem.
Right.
So as always, thanks for joining us. But incredibly insightful. We appreciate your time, your insight, but more than anything, I think we appreciate your honesty and just one of the things I love most about you is that I just think you're a real person. There are so many people out there that aren't real, and I just think you're a real person. I think that is one of the things I love most about you, and I know that comes. And now I know where it comes from. I knew it came from your parents, but now that I hear this story, you be you is great advice, right? Readers are leaders. It's the kind of stuff that, we should be written in the sky over schools so kids can read it and see it and believe it.
And in addition to the authenticity, what really came through to me is the passion. And I think passion generates passion, especially when it's authentic. Right. We've seen and heard that today. And I just want to personally say thank you so much for spending the time with us. I took some notes. I learned quite a bit, and great hour.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I greatly appreciate you giving me this time. You guys are key opinion leaders yourself, incredibly talented individuals, and it really touched me that you asked me to be part of that, and I wanted to thank you for that, and I wish you best of success with your new initiative. You're already incredibly successful in what you do already, and I think that it's important for everybody to know what you do besides this journal, because you bring a tremendous value to the dental community, and I greatly appreciate that.
Thanks again, Lou, and thanks everybody else for listening to Dental Insiders.